on to you, Taurus. So let me fix this real quick. There you go. All right. So for you, Taurus, you have the Hangman, the Page of Swords, and then you have the Page of Cups. So these three cards right here for you, Taurus, are all about how if you have anybody in your life right now, Taurus, that you are trying to talk to, that's giving you a hard time, listen, you need to stop hanging out with them. The reason why I'm saying that is because the Hanged Man, the Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, here you are trying to be patient, trying to get to know them, right? And here they are, Page of Swords, Page of Cups, being very delusional about you need to give them all of this and all of that. And they're not even going to give you anything. They're literally not going to give you anything, right? But here they are expecting you to be patient and all of this and all of that. And yet you Taurus are like, okay. But then the way that it actually plays itself out in reality is you know they're delusional because of the fact that you're trying to get to know them, but the actual relationship is really going nowhere. So it's like it's like the Eight of Wands is now about you. They really, what it really comes down to is they're really playing themselves. They're stupid. They're a special kind of stupid because they have this mentality of they're single, they're going to go out here, mingle, get to know other people, right? Then you have the Judgment, right? It's not going to work because they're delusional. They want all of this and all of that. Oh, nah, you got to give them all of this. And then you, Taurus, are like, okay, yet again, what am I getting for all of this? They can't tell you that. They're not going to tell you all of that. So now you're supposed to be sitting there thinking about, well, what exactly is it? How can this interaction between you and this person move forward? And a lot of you, Taurus, are starting to come to the conclusion that it's not. Because the person has set it up in a way where they're delusional. It's too dysfunctional. So now you have the Eight of Wands, and the Judgment is about like, because they want too much stuff. And here you are trying to be patient with them and stuff like this. But every time it seems like when you're trying to interact with them, and you haven't known them long, you've probably known them for about a week, 2 weeks, right? And they already step into you, coming to you with the delusion. Now you have the Moon and the Four of Pentacles. So you, Taurus, ultimately did the right thing. You ghosted them. Because they're out of their mind. They're, right, the Four of Pentacles. They're talking to other people. They have this ideology that when it comes to you, Taurus need to give them all of this and all of that. And then now you, Taurus, are wisening up. A lot of you are like, you coming to me asking me, right, for all of this, but yet what am I going to get out of it? Nothing. But then they expect you to do what exactly? And see, that's the stupidity in it. While they're getting to know other people, right? They're so worried about trying to act like they are some queen or king. They're not even paying attention to how they're setting themselves up so bad. Taurus, have you ever known those types of people who ultimately end up painting themselves into a corner because they're so worried about power and flexing on you? They're so stupid, they're not even paying attention to the construct of what it is that they're actually building, trying to lord over people and press people like they're so much better than them. I've had to deal with that so many times. And then the next thing you know, hear from them again, they done been to prison because they can't stop packing. They can't stop pushing back the substances. They can't stop pushing back the substances. They can't. They're maladapted. They go out and then they catch a felony trying to be stick-up artists and trying to steal or rob from liquor stores and doing goofy stuff like this. But then they're very attractive. But then, in the past, they put so much effort and effort into, I'm flexing on you. That's the same scenario that a lot of you Taurus have. You stop talking to them because you understand that a relationship should be reciprocal. They need to, they're snakes because you need to figure out the hint, according to them, that they're not interested in you. But that's a double-edged sword, because the question is, how come they don't have enough strength, even though they doing all this flexing their muscles, right? Flexing. How come they don't have enough strength to say, hey, I'm not really interested in you like that? You understand what I'm saying? They want you to figure it out while they flexing. Figure what out? That they're just disrespectful. Makes no sense. And the thing is, this is why it is that we clown delusional people, because in order for you to be prosperous, you must get out of the delusion. If you don't get out of the delusion, how are you going to be able to know how well off you are and how much you need to actually pick up the pace and do better, because you're starting to fall behind? And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people want to live in a delusional land, and that's what's getting them, Taurus. So the thing is that the Seven of Pentacles is, so since you stop talking to them, you're going to go off and talk to brand new people, because you, Taurus, don't really have time for that, and you shouldn't. And then the thing is that the King of Cups and the Knight of Wands represents what you will do is, and you will find people that are at the very least starting out interested in talking to you. And I'm glad that a lot of you Taurus are not taking this lying down, this disrespect for no reason. I've seen so much of that in my day. This automatic someone going out of their way to be disrespectful for what? But it is what it is. So let's clarify the King of Cups. The Emperor, Ten of Pentacles, Lovers, and then you have the Queen of Cups. So to clarify the King of Cups, the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles is, way more of you, Taurus, carrying yourselves with decency and respect. If a person cannot give you what it is that you want, why are you going to be still talking to them? And this is what I'm talking about. This is how you know someone is really delusional. The course of where it is that this relationship stuff is going to be so bad for a lot of people. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people. Because the mentality of just give me your wallet for free, and I'm not going to give you anything. Because ultimately that's what it busts down to. You're not going to give me fun. You have so much of a problem doing that, because it's, why would I give you my body? Okay, fair enough. But what else do they have to offer? They can't have they can't have a decent conversation. Don't have enough personality for that. They can't even have an intelligent, and that goes for both sides. Don't even have much of brain cells in order for them to have a decent conversation. So the Ten of Pentacles represents, what exactly is it that you're getting from hanging out with weirdos? The answer is nothing. You're not going to get anything that you want. But the Ten of Pentacles represents, and that's why it is a lot of you Taurus have started to gain so much. One of the reasons why a lot of you started to gain way more self-respect, because you Taurus started to see it for what it is, that a lot of relationships are trash because people don't develop any other element other than just looking good. Because a secret, Taurus, is that a lot of you Taurus, your motto is good food, good fun, good company. People who are delusional like that, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, I would say about 50% of the time. 50% of the times, it's not even good. So it's like they don't actually do anything. They literally just sit there, look pretty. They think and I know because I've seen it before. I was talking to somebody that just was like that. I know. So the Lovers and the Queen of Cups now is about just that. It's about how it is that a lot of you Taurus have to watch out when, make sure that a person is showing you interest from the rip. If a person isn't showing you interest from the jump, or at least a certain level of openness, which is a form of interest, just leave them alone, ultimately, because once again, Taurus, right, and this is what it is that I want to drill into y'all heads, right? This is what I want y'all to get. You shouldn't have to convince somebody for you to like them. If the person isn't, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's about openness. If a person isn't open to be like, okay, I am allowing myself to get to know somebody. If they're not open, right? If they're not open-minded enough to be like, yeah, I'm looking, and when it drops into their lap, right? For them to be like, okay, I'll give you a chance. That's not a person that you really want to be around. And the reason why it is, my mom made a huge meal, but the reason why, and she gonna make another huge meal tomorrow. I love her, but the reason why it is that they're like this is for many different reasons. And one of the reasons why is because they've never developed any other skills. They have none. So the Lovers and the Queen of Cups represents just that. When you like somebody, you show them interest and that you're open to meet them, to get to know them. And if they don't show you any kind of interest, any kind of openness, that's a dub. You got to get away from that. You got to get away from that because it's not going to amount to anything at the end of the day.